Hi guys, in this lecture I'm going to show you how to use the get, the post and the request method to grab any data that comes from a form on your website. So we're going to create a simple form first. So HTML, let's create the head tag, title, close title, and the body section. Okay. Now let's save this on your XAMPP htdocs and let's call this the get and post. Let's call this methods.html. Now let's create a form. Now input type equals text. Let's give it a name of f name, which means first name, and close here. Before the input you can type first name, and here you can type last name. Let's give it a space here, copy this, let's call this L name, and now let's type input type equals, and here this is a submit button, and here we type name equals, let's give it a submit, and and value send. Okay, now here we can type paragraph, another paragraph, and another paragraph, and here let's close paragraph, let's close paragraph, and let's close paragraph. Now let's save this. Let me see this in Chrome. Okay, so we click the button send and nothing happens. Okay, this is one of the most common features in PHP. Send data from a form to some PHP script that grabs all the information that the user posted or typed in a form, and later on it will send it or store it on a database. Okay, but before we go into a database, let me teach you what are the methods that you can use to grab the information from a form. Before that, we need to type inside the form tag, we need to type method equals double quotes, and here you can type either post or get. And let me type post first, and after that we type action equals, and now we type the name of the file or the PHP file where you have the script that's going to run or grab all this information that we will create in just a minute. So let's call this grab.php. Okay, so what happens is that whenever I submit or click this button, this file will be called, or this script and this file will be called to do something with this data and this form. So now let's save this and create a new file. And this file is going to be called grab.php. Okay, make sure you have this file in the same folder as methods.html. Now let me just run the XAMPP control panel. We need Apache, and you can start MySQL as well. even if we will not need this. But Apache, at least you need it to make this work. So let's go back to our script, grab.php. Now, I want to grab all the information from first name and last name inputs. Okay, so everything that the user types in there, I want to grab it, and then I can send it to a database. So to grab that information, in this case, I'm using post. So to grab that, I just type, let's create a variable here, first name equals to, and now pay attention. I'm going to use the variable or the predefined variable, and we also call it superglobals post, and we also have the get. But since we are using post in the form here, we need to use the superglobal post, and here inside and between double quotes, we're gonna type the name of the input. In this case is f name. So make sure you type f name here. Okay. Now let's type last name equals post, and type l name. Okay, which is the second name of the input. And we save this. And now if we want to echo out something to make sure that we are grabbing the values from the form, let's type echo, and let's type first name is, and here you can type first name and second name and last name is, and concatenate with last name. Okay, now let's see if everything is working. So in order to do that, we need to grab this from localhost and method.php. Okay, so methods.html, sorry. Methods.html. Okay, here it is. Okay, so let's type Victor, and here Bastos, and now whenever I click send, the first name is Victor and the last name is Bastos, working perfectly. Okay, now if you look at the URL, you see that we changed from the methods.html. When we click, we go directly to grab.html. That's what happens when you have the action name file here. Okay, the URL changes automatically to the name of the file, okay, that you have in the action form. So let's go back and now try with the get method. So let's change post to get, save this, and let's change this to get and save this. Now let's go back and see what happens. So let's refresh and let's type Victor Bastos, click send. Okay, on the page the same thing appears. It works perfectly. But if you go to the URL, you see a little difference from the post method. From the post method, we only had in the URL localhost/grab.php. But now we have grab.php, and then we have all this information here. And this information is basically the name of the input equals the value. Okay, so we are passing values through the URL. This is what we usually call passing values through URL with the get method. Okay, It's not very secure because you can see everything through the URL, every data. But in some cases that I will teach you later on the course, it's very, very useful to use the get method, okay? Other differences between the post and the get method is that when you use the get method, you are limited to the amount of information that you can send. The limitation is about 2000 characters if you use the get method, so that's why a lot of developers always use the post method. You should never use the get method to send passwords or some sensitive information, okay? Now, there's also the request method. And basically the request method or the request superglobal grabs the information either from get or if you use in post here, okay? So if you use post here or get, that's indifferent. The request will grab both or will work for both methods. Okay, guys? Now you can also use hidden or send hidden information from a form to a script or database. And to do that, let's create a new input here, and let's call this password, or let's call this, let's leave it, let's type input type equals, and now you type hidden, and now you type name equals to secret, and now you have to give it a value. Now the value is what we're going to grab from the script. The value here, it's something that you want to pass and you don't want anyone to see this. So you can type, for example, any sensitive data here, like for example, password is 1 2 3 4 5 or something like that. Let me see if this works, and let's echo out the hidden info is, and here you can type secret. So we have to create secret equals, and we can use the request here, and the name is, let me check, secret. Let's type secret 1. Make sure you don't repeat too much the names, values, and the name of variables. Okay, make sure you have them different, otherwise it could cause errors. So secret, and here request is secret 1. Okay, the name. Okay, so let's go back here, refresh, and let's type Victor. As you see, I can't see any of the information hidden that's going to be passed, and there it is. The hidden info is password 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so this is how you can send any secret information or hidden data from a form to a PHP script or database. This will make a lot more sense later on the course. Okay, so that's it, and see you guys later.